Now, KOAT Action 7 News live at 6. Breaking news is happening now.
We continue to follow that breaking news tonight. A family devastated while police search for their baby. Earlier today, Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies issued an Amber Alert. They say a family was playing near the sand dunes off 9 Mile Hill, which is near Trisco Vista in Albuquerque. Someone took off with their car and their baby. Action 7 News reporter Matt Howerton is live for us near that area. He has the latest now on the investigation.
Shelley, sheriff's investigators have been here for the last few hours in this area where 9-month-old Ariana Smith was abducted. We've been steadily getting updates about this search for her, and we just got one not too long ago. This is a picture of little Ariana. Investigators tell us that Smith was here playing near the sand dunes with her family when someone stole the family's car while little Ariana was inside. Right now, the sheriff's office tells us that their primary suspect in this case is 23-year-old Lorenzo Benali. Benali has been convicted of stealing a motor vehicle and child abuse in the past. Investigators say he is a family acquaintance and knew Ariana was inside the car when he allegedly stole it. The two were last seen in that car heading eastbound on I-40. It is a 2004 maroon Acura SUV with an Arizona license plate reading BEX 719. If you see that vehicle or know where the two might be, call the sheriff's office right away. In Albuquerque, Matt Howerton, KOAT, Action 7 News.
We're going to continue to follow this story throughout this newscast. The hits keep coming for the family of an Albuquerque murder victim. Steve Garrick was murdered in his driveway last June. Now his daughter and widow are dealing with vandalism. Action 7 News reporter Robert Richardson explains why they think they were targeted.
Well, Shelley, Steve Garrick's daughter, Heather Alter, told me there is no chance it's a coincidence that both she and her mother sustained vandalism damage to their cars on the very same day. Steve Garrick's daughter, Heather Alter, sent me these photos of her vehicle. Someone smashed out her back window while she was at work, and she says there was damage to her mother's car the same day. Alter sent us this statement. For us to both be vandalized in the same day, it definitely raises suspicions. We now have a heightened awareness of our surroundings and what's going on. Police confirmed the vandalism, but say it isn't uncommon in that area and declined to discuss it further. Alter says she thinks someone's trying to intimidate her, but it won't stop her from going about her daily life. She told me, "We are not going to be victims." However, they're growing impatient for progress in the case against the kids accused of killing Steve Garrick. Matthew Baldonado's lawyers say he missed a court appearance this morning because he's in the hospital, but Steve Garrick's family doesn't buy it. Alter said, "The Garrick-Alter family is upset that Matthew Baldonado failed to appear in court today due to claims of illness. We are asking that the district attorneys require a doctor's note be given since he was unable to be there due to being sick." And a judge rescheduled Matthew Baldonado's status conference to early May right here at Children's Court. Now, 4 of the 6 suspects are older teens, and they're set to go on trial in district court in July. Reporting live, Robert Richardson, KOAT Action 7 News.
After several nice days, the chance of rain is back in the land of enchantment. Action 7 News Chief Meteorologist Joe Diaz here now with a look at where it will potentially fall.
Yeah, first of all, we'll start off with tonight, Shelley. You can see a very comfortable evening setting up in the Albuquerque area after topping off at 67 degrees. We're in the clear skies. There's still going to be showers and high mountain snows from a system that's exiting, but another one is approaching. So between those two events for this evening, those canyon winds will be kicking up overnight, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Showers and storms expanding. We'll show you where coming up in my live Super Doppler 7 forecast.
4 people are in the hospital tonight, some still in critical condition. They were all shot at the same party over the weekend. KOAT Action 7 News anchor Angela Brower talked with some of their loved ones today. She's live for us at University Hospital with what they had to say. Angela.
Yeah, Shelley, the families I talked to today say they're shocked that this even happened. They say those victims are struggling and that they're in a lot of pain. He is an 18-year-old who, according to his dad, has never been in trouble before, but is now laying in a hospital bed fighting for his life.
And Dimitri got shot 4 times.
Isaac Velarde says his son, Dimitri, and 3 other people were at a party when all of a sudden they were kicked out. It's unclear what happened next, but Albuquerque police say at some point the homeowner, 19-year-old Tristan Whitmire, started shooting.
I had left the party to take her home, and I got back and I heard yelling, and I was like, okay, like they're fighting. hurting, and then I heard 8 gunshots go off.
Julia Gomez's brother, Stacy Walker, was in that line of fire too. She drove him to the hospital.
He was in the back seat laying down, and he was like screaming. He's like, I'm hurting, I'm hurting.
She says her brother was hit in a leg. He's now recovering.
State versus Whitmer.
In court today, the alleged shooter pleaded not guilty to aggravated battery charges.
Mr. Whitmire's committed no crime.
He already bonded out of jail. Meanwhile, 4 families are livid to learn Whitmire is out walking around while their loved ones are barely getting by.
Who carries a gun and shoots into a crowd of people? I've never done it. Have you done it?
Albuquerque police say they questioned about 20 people from that party, but haven't yet arrested anybody else. Detectives were here at UNMH today just starting to interview the victims. Reporting live at UNM Hospital, I'm Angela Brower, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Sexual assault at UNM tripled between 2014 and 15, according to a new report. University officials say it could be because students and employees are getting more training on what qualifies as assault, and they're turning in more violations. The Department of Justice started investigating UNM for how it handled sexual assault cases in 2014 after several student complaints. The university was already taking steps to improve how it handled sexual harassment and violence before the investigation started. That included creating a special response unit for victims of sexual assault called SART, updating the student policy handbook, and creating a website and advocacy group focusing on educating students about sex assault and harassment. UNM President Bob Frank also launched a presidential task force to help reduce sexual violence on campus. The search is on for the man who San Juan County deputies say stabbed one person and caused another to wreck their car. They say 18-year-old Diego Mark was at an after-prom party in Kirtland when he got into a fight with several people. Witnesses told deputies Mark stabbed one person in the stomach before getting in his truck and chasing down another person, causing her to crash. Both victims are expected to be okay. Deputies are asking anyone who knows where Mark is to call them. Well, you'll have to put off a visit to the Sandia Peak tram for the next couple of weeks because it's closed for spring maintenance and upgrades to the tram cars. As Action 7 News reporter Sandra Ramirez explains, it will be worth it.
Many New Mexicans have fond memories riding the Sandia Peak tram, including Luis Abruzzo.
I was up a few weeks ago, and it's like, okay, this is the last time we're going to ride on these cars.
He's feeling a little nostalgic about changing out the blue and white tram cars that have hauled so many people for so many years.
These tram cars have been in place for 30 years and just this year hit a milestone with its 11 millionth rider.
They still look pretty good, but they would need a total restoration, which would take a lot of downtime.
So instead, it's out with the old and in with the new.
The new cars will be a little more thrilling and we think a better experience for our customers.
No one has seen the new tram cars yet. Abruzzo says it's a surprise. All he'll say is expect more room. You'll get your first glimpse during a big reveal, the Sandia Peak Tram's 50th anniversary celebration on May 7th. In Albuquerque, Sandra Ramirez, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Next month, there will be a memorial bicycle ride paying tribute to officers who died in the line of duty. The ride will start in downtown Albuquerque, and riders will travel 64 miles north to the New Mexico State Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Santa Fe. Along the way, riders will stop at 6 different sites where 7 officers died.
I mean, it'll be an emotional day for sure because we're passing all these sites where officers have been killed, but it brings the community together with officers. It's just a way to say thank you.
Starting today, you can register for this ride by visiting our website. We posted the link for you there. It's on May 7th and starts at 8 a.m. Money from the ride will benefit APD's Chaplain Unit. Roadwork Safety Awareness Week begins today, and workers say it's more important than ever. Last week, the department set up a display with 383 orange cones representing work zone crashes in 2014 and 4 black ones for the workers killed in those crashes. Recently, crews say people have cursed or thrown things at them. And several weeks ago, a driver hit and killed 2 DOT workers near Las Vegas. Today, the wives of those 2 men visited the display.
And remember, everybody out here, these are families. Husbands, fathers.
The department is asking drivers to be aware and use safety precautions in areas designated as work zones. They're also giving out orange ribbons for drivers to wrap around their antennas as a show of support for road crews. Over the weekend, Democrat Bernie Sanders continued his winning streak, defeating Hillary Clinton in the Wyoming caucus on Saturday. Now both candidates are spending this week rallying for support ahead of New York's primary. Action 7 News reporter Sally Kidd has more.
Shelley, we're seeing the Democratic candidates step up their attacks, questioning one another's records and policy positions. Hillary Clinton questioning whether Bernie Sanders is prepared to be president.
He's had trouble answering questions about his core issue, namely dealing with the banks. He's had trouble answering foreign policy questions.
She's also hitting him on gun control.
When Senator Sanders was in the House, he voted against the Brady bill 5 times.
We are taking on the establishment.
Sanders took aim at Clinton during a rally in New York.
Our largest super PAC recently reported that it had raised $25 million from special interest organizations, including $15 million from Wall Street.
Meantime, the delegate fight continues on the Republican side. Ted Cruz completed his sweep of Colorado's 34 delegates over the weekend.
Now, in response, Donald has been yelling and screaming.
Donald Trump blasting the delegate system during a rally Sunday.
We've got a corrupt system. It's not right.
I don't know what that means specifically, what he's talking about, but we have this is a business where you try to accumulate delegates.
Trump's rhetoric, I think, is more than simply a kind of media ploy. I think it is an attempt to kind of whip up his people, his supporters, into voting, saying, hey, don't let them steal it.
Trump will need to win nearly 60% of the remaining delegates if he wants to clinch the nomination before the convention. In Washington, Sally Kidd, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Clinton and Sanders will meet on the debate stage Thursday in New York. The state's primary is April 19th. Renovations are coming to the Sunport, but they're going to take a little longer than expected. The $17 million project was supposed to start this month, but now the work has been pushed back. The city wants to make sure everything is in place before starting. Ticket counters, the baggage claim area, and the drop-off and pickup zones will all see improvements.
Where you drop off and pick up people underneath the covered area at the airport, we want to add some lighting in there. We want to make sure it's brighter, maybe a little bit more welcoming, and just a little bit more logistically easy to get in and out.
The good news, these renovations aren't costing you any money because the funds are coming from airport revenues. An APD officer who had a run-in last month with John Jones has a checkered past, what it is, and why APD is standing behind him. Plus, a popular Santa Fe store is closing. What customers have to say about it.